It's gin and Zevia.
I want that. I
It's
just have
really
water.
nice.
I
And
just
then
have
I've got,
water.
oh, you just have water? It
Yeah, because
also
it.
has this, you can't really see it, but it's got like a shimmer powder in it.
Ooh.
So it's really pretty. It's a pretty
I
drink.
I drank my glass of wine, and that was that. So, like, I
Now
don't
it's
want to.
water.
Now it's water. I don't want to get drunk, and and I'm trying to go with the longevity ideas that when you
Hmm.
that a little bit of wine causes some just a little bit of adaptive stress, and it actually
Hmm.
helps you. But a lot of wine doesn't.
Doesn't,
So one glass is recommended for women, but
right?
but they haven't tested it with, like, I don't think 2 glasses, but they did test it with 3 glasses, and 3 glasses was too much.
But then you have to think about what size of woman and what kind of other food that they eat. And do you know what I mean? Like you can't
Yeah,
just say, and then what kind of
sure.
glass, like glass?
Well,
Four,
like 4 ounces. I
four?
think it's 4 ounces, yeah, or three. I don't know, something like that.
That's not a glass of wine.
Well, we know that, but the scientists, they
They're
don't
the
know
same ones.
that.
They're the one who sent how many tampons to space? Like they're the same scientists.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Yeah. Well, so women have less enzymes to break down alcohol than men do. So that factors in, because I thought, because
Right.
I'm man sized. I mean, I'm like the size of an average man. Like, I am the height and the weight of an average man. I thought, shoot, I could have like two. I could do whatever the boys do. But then I learned that it's about the enzymes.
Oh, that's
Although
interesting.
I train, like, I've been in the wine industry, and I've been training. Maybe maybe I've grown some extra enzymes.
Maybe. I'm sure that's what it is. I don't drink very often at all. Like this is, and then the amount of gin that's actually in this, it's
Yeah.
like maybe about a half an ounce,
Oh, okay.
less than half an ounce. Like it's Empress gin. Have you ever heard of
Uh-huh.
Empress? It's oh, okay. It's a gin that's made here um on the island, on Vancouver
Okay.
Island. It's not made here in Vancouver Island. Sam's like, no, it's not. But it's named,
It's made
isn't it
on
the
the
Empress gin?
beaches of
It's
the
from, honey, it's the Empress gin from the Empress. I'm making up shit. I'm just lying to you
that
all. Anyways,
this
it's
is
a purple, it's colored with butterfly pea flower. So
mm.
it's this brilliant purpley blue, the gin itself. And then when you add any citrus to it, it changes color. So it goes from this really beautiful blue to a pink or purple. So,
That's fun.
so my husband, who is calling me a liar, just confirmed that yes, it is made here on the island in Victoria. So, uh-huh.
But
So he's
it's like
calling me a liar online here, but
butterfly gin. Well,
I
let's
was
see his
right.
face. Hey, someone's here. Hello,
Oh, really?
someone.
Hi. Hi,
Can you see who it
someone.
is?
No, I
Hello.
can't. I just see that there's an anonymous person.
Welcome to Vegan Taco Tuesdays. I'm the vegan, and I'm
I'm not.
I brought the vegan taco,
Ooh,
and
that looks good.
I filmed myself making it today. I'm
Oh,
going to
did
edit
you?
it, and it's going to be available tomorrow, and the recipe will be there tomorrow. I'm kind of developing these recipes because I may or may not be working on a book. But so I'm working on, like, just different recipes and trying to perfect it. My dog is drinking my water. And but this is really big. Like, I'm going to be very embarrassed getting this in my mouth on camera.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
It's pretty intense, and I've already had 2 of them. They weren't that big, though. These leftovers. "Hello, hello, hello, hello." 2 people
Oh, we got somebody else.
no, I just scared them
Oh,
off. I'm
somebody.
like,
Oh,
"Hello,
you did.
hello." They're like,
Hello, hello, hello.
they're like,
Don't talk to
"Oh
me. Go
my
away. Don't talk to me.
god." They probably think that I could see who they are, but I can't. I
No,
can't.
it just shows that there's somebody else there. It doesn't say a
Yeah.
name or anything.
So all my exes could come lurking. I would have no clue. All my
Exactly. All your
exes,
exes.
ex-girlfriends, and
All
you
those
know,
exes
the
because of those
tax man.
tiny ear holes.
It's my tiny ear holes. I was telling her that, like, when I put these on, they're hard to get in my ears because I have really tiny ear holes, which made me very popular in high school. But bump.
But
Hi, hi, Wood.
from Quartzsite, from near Quartzsite, I have been to Quartzsite a number of times. That's awesome. Hi, Woody. Welcome.
I have not, but I lived in New Mexico, so you'll
Which we
like my
found out
channel because
last week
oh
or
yeah,
week before, that it does not
have a beach.
border
I
the
totally forgot that.
ocean.
I had a total fart. I mean, not a fart, a brain fart. But
Brain fart.
you know what? I make Southwestern food all the time, Woody. So welcome. So good
Welcome.
to see you. And I will be interested in following your channel because it looks like you have a channel, and I'm looking for other vegan channels and vegan content creators to hang out with who aren't huge. I don't know. You might be huge. There's a joke there because his name is Woody, and I'm not going to go there. Okay, stop, stop.
Is it he?
Ooh,
Is it?
might
There you
not
go.
even be. Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
right now.
All right.
Let's just back it up.
Back
So
it up.
I'm going to ask, let's go into the vegan part. What kind of vegan? Like, what did you use for your vegan taco today?
Oh, okay. So we have my vegan taco. So every Taco Tuesday, I do a new vegan taco. And this, I was calling it an ish taco because it was kind of like a fish taco, but I kind of went in a different direction. So this is a creamy jus sauce. Like it's a cilantro, mint, jalapeno. It's made with plant-based
Mm.
yogurt. It's got cilantro, jalapeno, a little mint, a little cardamom. So it kind of has some Middle Eastern vibes.
Ooh, that sounds
And
yummy.
it's over tofu nuggets. And these nuggets have been chicken fried. So look at that. It's just tofu. There's no wheat gluten. It's just tofu because I'm pretty much gluten free.
That's
And
impressive. Did you freeze it?
mhm,
That's awesome.
I, I I froze it. Sorry, I froze it. When I got home, I drained it, pressed it, froze it, took it out, pressed it again, and then marinated it a little bit, actually in a chipotle broth, and then coated them in cornstarch and garlic powder, and baked them with the littlest drizzle of oil. So these are like full of like fried, like chicken McNuggets, but they're not fried.
Cool.
They're healthy.
Nods the non-vegan in the group. Hmm.
They are, and they have like phytoestrogen. So if you're like menopausal and you want to balance your estrogen,
That's good.
yeah.
There you go.
I'm gonna have a bite of this,
Okay.
and it's gonna be embarrassing because I made
Because
it too big.
it's very large.
Mm.
I can hear you chewing.
It's like a Yemeni taco.
A what? Yummy?
Oh, it's like a Yemeni taco because shug sauce is like Yemeni.
You mean
Yemen?
like from Yemen?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you say Yemeni? But it's like a Yemeni taco.
Mm,
I put
nice.
a I put a little bit too much cardamom in it, or I just got a big piece of cardamom. So that's a yeah. Um,
This is strictly Stevie's Taco Tuesday because I am a hugely reluctant cook, and I have to be completely in the mood to make something, or else it's just not going to happen. So it's just
but she's a good cook because
I my
there's nothing I know that she doesn't know.
I do make good food, and I mean, and I was vegan for a while. I've been vegan a couple of different times for quite a long period of time. So you do a lot of research and do a lot of stuff, but
Mhm.
to find some alternatives. I mean, I've made meat out of banana peels. I have used jackfruit and all sorts of different
I've yet to do the banana
unusual.
peels. I've yet to. I'm like kind of weirded out by it. Woody, have you ever done made meat with banana peels? Because you can make like carnitas with it.
Hmm. It worked out really good. I was really impressed. Just like with the
Mm.
texture, because you kind of
Mm.
scrape them with a fork, and so
Mhm.
you shred them. I was a chef at the University of Iowa. Oh, wow.
Oh wow! Well, look at that. I'm definitely. Do you have an active channel? I'm definitely following it if you do. Um, so banana peels have a lot of nutrition, and I can't remember what nutrition, but they have things that we don't always get easily, which is good. I can't remember what it was, but I remembered
No.
that.
Well, I
Mm.
was always using my banana peels for my plants because if you take bananas and the banana peels and you just put them in a jar and then fill it up with water and let it kind of ruminate overnight, it
Mhm.
makes a fantastic fertilizer for your plants.
Mm.
So I was using it for my plants, and then I found out that you could actually eat them and make them into like a meat alternative. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
did
gonna try
quite
that.
like, yeah, do, like do. You can make bacon. I've made bacon with carrots, and
Mhm.
you can do bacon with the banana peels also. So it's interesting. All those possibilities with veggies and fruits out there.
I've made lardons with beets for flammkuchen, like a tart flambe, like Alsatian
Mm-hmm.
style, vegan though, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I did this thing where I took the beet, I cooked it, I cut it up, and then I left it in the fridge, open to air for like days, so that it would get
Oh,
kind of tough. And then I smoked it in the barbecue. I mean, this is like extreme stuff, but I'm very experimental, and it came out really good.
really?
So there's this chef. It's the chef in San Francisco of Aztec Cafe. She does this with chicken. This is how she makes her chicken. It's a very famous chicken. She like
Oh,
leaves it in the
interesting.
fridge and lets like the air um, kind of mess with it. Okay, so no, not active yet. All my friends, oh, this is Woody. He says, no,
Mm-hmm.
not active yet. All my friends want me to put out some content. I live off grid, so it will be a little, that will be wonderful. That would be so
Amazing.
cool.
That's right up
Yeah,
Stevie's alley.
it is. I used to live off grid. I used to live off grid in New Mexico. So do you know high carb Hannah? I'm sure you know high carb Hannah. She lived in Arizona, and now she like lives in the tropics, wherever that is. I don't know if it's like some kind of like YouTube like forest or something because YouTubers move out to the forest and they don't say where they are. but yeah, yeah, but yeah, she used to do. I mean, she's more on the wellness side, and but she has lots of cookbooks, for whole food, plant based, starch solution, kind of weight loss. But she's definitely an ethical vegan as well, and but that's kind of her whole slant.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So we
yeah.
have a couple other people here too. Don't know who they are, but welcome.
Ooh, don't be shy. I'm
Feel
just
free
gonna
to
eat
say
my
hello.
taco. I got my taco. It's like falling apart now, but I'll explain it. So I made these like it's a tofu taco with this is like chickeny tofu. You can see it's like chickeny tofu, no wheat, no gluten. I'm very excited about that. It's very chewy. Tastes like chicken nuggets. Um, tastes like chicken fat kind of. um, and it's covered
Mm.
in a zhoug sauce, which is like a Yemen cilantro, like a cilantro. Okay, Trader Joe's has it. It's so good. You don't have to make it yourself. It's easy to make. But Trader Joe's has it, and it's so good. And it's just cilantro, garlic. I think they have parsley in there. There's a little cardamom, um, lemon juice or lime juice, a little olive oil. I made mine with a little bit of plant-based yogurt because I wanted it creamy. I made a slaw because I was kinda going, like, fusion, like,
Hmm.
kind of fish taco, Yemeni taco. If it's Yemeni. I don't know. I'm like, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. I'm always in trouble. I'm always in trouble, like the community guidelines over at
On
Instagram.
the other place.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep I just don't know how to be. I'm love driven. I am definitely love driven, but the
You
algorithm
are.
doesn't understand that. Too much
And they
love
keep
for me.
slapping your wrist for it.
I know. I know. I'm not good for their profit. I love your
Good.
hair.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
so cute.
Yeah,
It's so cute on you.
I had my ponytail that I cut off was about this long. Yeah, it was really, I chopped off a lot. And then it was in that really harsh bob, and I've just been
Mhm.
cutting in layers and texturizing it, and
It
it's
looks
good.
brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you.
She did
Thank
such a
you.
good job, didn't she?
Thank you.
So who else
Yeah,
is
it
here?
was,
I shouldn't
I
pressure people to show
know.
up.
No, that's okay. That's all good. They'll say hi when they want to, if they
Yeah.
want to. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, I was with my girlfriend today, and she has really long, very much a shag, silvery hair. We're quite stunning together because she's got the really extreme salt and pepper, quite
Yeah.
dark at the back and lots of salt and pepper at the front, and then I'm just the pure white. Um, but she has her long hair still, and she had it pulled back in a ponytail. And I looked at it, and I'm like, "Holy cow, my hair was long because it was longer than hers before I cut it." But
Mm.
I'm happy that I did. I'm very happy that I cut it off. It feels really good to have it short again.
You have no clue how long your hair is when it's long. You don't know until you cut it, and then you like, I remember when I was growing my hair out, remember when I
Hmm.
just wanted to get it past the boobies,
I
but I
know.
kept
Yeah.
getting older, my boobs kept getting bigger, and gravity kept
And getting
happening,
lower,
and it was like a race, it was like the tortoise and the hare?
which is going to
And
win. Oh, that's
and
hilarious.
and it never happened. I mean, it's like such a little girl fantasy thing to like do. It never did. It never happened. But looking back at pictures, I'm like, well, I don't know. It was pretty long. It
It's
was
pretty
kind of
close. It was
pretty.
long, yeah.
It looked really long. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, just get my hair away from my boobs, just away. I don't want to compare my hair with my boobs ever again.
I went through, I don't know if you remember, but like from there's this length, like when it gets to a certain length, it would always get like, especially in the summertime, it would get stuck in my armpits. Like this would go around and be just like, ow, oh, and it was just like tug. And then because it's little, you know, wet in there in the summer, it would just get stuck and it would be pulling your hair out.
And
Anyways,
it's
it's weird stuff.
gross.
And then down your back.
You're,
Like
like,
you'd lean
smelling your hair. You're like, "Just for
yeah,
the smell?"
no. It was very quick. But then like you'd lean back and then you'd move your head forward and your head was stuck because your hair was so long in the back.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, it
I
would
mean,
wrap
I'm glad.
around it.
Yeah, I mean, it was long. I didn't realize. I mean, it was down to my waist at the back. So, and that was my goal. I wanted to get it,
Mhm.
down here, and I wanted down to my waist in the
Hard to
back,
think of.
and I got that goal, and so then it was time to chop it off. It was 7 years since I had cut it. So, you okay? You're stuck. Oh, nice. Sam gets the hiccups when he eats too fast. Um, I can hear all of your eating noises. I do not want to listen to her eat. Ew. Oh, so they sounded delicious. Your tacos sounded delicious. Mm. Hmm. Did you write it down as you were going? Kind of. Right. Right. Eh, give or take a little. Yeah, I'm terrible when. Go ahead. Mm, right. Yeah, and again, and just keep kind of building on it. I know that that's sometimes what I'll do with certain recipes because I don't follow recipes very closely. I'm kind of work with what I've got.
Yeah.
My mom taught me how to do that, and so like if I'll make a recipe again, like you're always just trying to improve a little bit and add a little bit more. When I say recipe, I mean it's just usually something that you know kind of a generalization that I
Yeah.
work with. Unless I'm baking. When I'm baking, then I'll follow
I'm not
an
much of a
actual
baker.
recipe.
But, I was a latchkey Gen X kid, and I would come home from school, and there'd be nobody there, and I'd make eggs. And then, eggs are the perfect canvas to scribble upon.
Mhm.
You learn, like, that you could do a lot with eggs, and then you move on to the
Mhm.
next thing, and you learn you could do a lot with that, and then the
Mhm.
creativity just
Gross.
grows. And, when I first got married, I was more by the recipe, but I was really busy, and I was living off grid, and I was working a full-time job, and we were so busy. We had kids, and I had to get dinner on the table, go to the store on the way home from work, and it was just it was just work, and didn't enjoy it very much. Um until one day I realized I wasn't being creative at all. I didn't have any time to be creative. There was like
Mm,
no time in my schedule to be creative. And then I started asking, like, well, okay, there's no time. Where can I be more creative? And obviously, the kitchen. Kitchen is a natural art studio. And so after that I just started studying cookbooks and then threw away the recipes, and then I just started cooking every night creatively. Sometimes we weren't eating until like 9:30. Oftentimes we were still cleaning up at midnight, but that's
oh,
how it
wow.
went because I have to be creative. Like, like
Mhm,
what are the options? Like you see who is like Mrs. Dalloway, I would be like that, like, you know,
mhm.
creative or I mean
Yeah.
it's just I
Yeah,
have to be. I
yeah.
have to be or else I can't
Mhm,
be anything.
mhm.
you know? Yeah. Um
That's good.
yeah, yeah, that's so um I'm gonna do a Valentine's Day special. I'm gonna be filming it
Oh.
on Groundhog's Day.
Are you on the 2nd?
Yeah. So Mike and I will be having our Valentine's dinner on Groundhog's Day because it's how it goes when you're making videos. Because I got to give people enough time, you know,
Yeah, and
and
give yourself enough time to
give
edit and
myself,
everything too.
yeah, yeah. So I'm still scripting it too. I'm just planning the dinner right now, and
What are you making? Are you gonna give us a hint at what you're making?
well, there's gonna be a so, I make mostly gluten-free. I mean, it is
Mhm,
gluten-free because I sometimes I use einkorn because I can tolerate einkorn, and sometimes I'm not totally strict, so people need to be aware of that. I will always tell them, but, like, sometimes I might use soy sauce that has some gluten or bouillon or something like that because I can handle it, but, like, someone with celiac would not be able to handle it, so I'm always clear about that, but for the most
mhm,
part, I'm a gluten-free safe channel. So I will be making a flourless chocolate cake
mhm.
and a salad and something with jus sauce and an alternative to jus sauce because jus sauce can be spicy. Well, I guess you could just make it less spicy.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you could substitute maybe like a chimichurri sauce too.
That's good too.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, do you have a recipe for your flowers cake already?
I do. I do. It's vegan. And it's based off of a family a loved recipe. It comes from a restaurant called The Vintage in Sun Valley, Idaho. We've been going to Sun Valley, since I was, like, 5,
Mhm,
and they've had this flourless chocolate cake ever since they've been open. And, basically, it's like a kind of a nut crust, like a nut crust with butter, plant-based butter, of course, and Grenache. It's really simple, actually. It's just
mm,
Grenache on a nutty crust. Yeah,
mhm,
and then, I'm gonna have a little leftover coconut milk, so I might make a coconut caramel with that.
mm. That's funny. I was just talking. There's a restaurant in Victoria that Sam and I used to go to all the time, and they made this amazing ganache tort. And
Mm,
it was like exactly what you're explaining. It was like a nut crust,
yeah,
and then it had the
mhm,
ganache, and then they had this really dark caramel sauce that they would
yeah.
drizzle over it. And I don't know what was in that cake or that dessert, but it always reminded me of New Zealand because I lived in New Zealand when I was
Ooh,
a kid. And so there was
yeah.
something about that. There was something about
Hmm,
that ganache tort. And I'm sure, I
interesting.
mean, it was probably 30 years ago that we were going
Yeah,
there. So there was no such thing as gluten-free and vegan and
yeah.
stuff like that. Um, but
Did I say
I would imagine
Grenache or Ganache? Did I say Grenache? I would
you
love a
said
glass of Gr
Grenache.
Oh, shoot, Ganache. I would love a glass of Grenache right now, but yeah, okay,
Okay.
I meant Ganache. Sorry, guys.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that
So,
sounds so
but
good.
it
Maybe
sounds
I'll
exactly like what you're talking about.
It's kind of the same area. I know that it's called The Delights of a Naked Stranger. And it used to be online, and then there used to be one in Chicago too.
Mm-hmm.
Same name, very similar recipe,
Oh,
gotta be the
interesting.
same chef. The only difference in the recipe were the nuts. The nuts were different. One was like almond and one was like pecan, and that's it. That's the only difference. But
Interesting.
like I have to test it because I've not made a ganache with coconut milk. I might have to make it with
Full
cash.
fat, or make it at
Yeah,
least
full
use full
fat for
fat.
sure. Yeah, yeah, it's like way fat, but it's small. You just
Yeah.
have a little bit, and
Hmm.
I'm sure it will. I think it will work because I've made caramel with coconut. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Woody? It's gonna be
Are you
coconutty.
much? It'll be very coconutty. Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's also you can get um, cream, vegan cream, like
Hmm.
a
A plant-based
substitute.
cream.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of ingredients in it. I don't
Hmm.
really
I
like.
know there's always that trade-off, hey?
Yeah, yeah, and it's not going to be very sweet too.
I
I'm
wonder
using
if,
a
I mean, if you use cashews, like if you soak cashews, and like when I used to make all sorts of cashew sauces, but if you use cashews and you soak them, and then you blend them on high in your Vitamix or whatever, you get it
yeah,
really, 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 really smooth, like
right, yeah, very
incredibly
smooth.
smooth. Like you cannot get any grainy in there at all. So that might
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
I would cut back on
yeah,
the coconut flavor at least.
right. And maybe I could do a mixture because coconut cashews. Well, I think coconut has more of the high fat content, and I think you kind of need that. I mean, not cashews have a lot of fat too. I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
Do
I'm
some.
gonna have to try it. Yeah. So, but he's not. He's not there. He's doing
You
his
don't know if
dishes.
it's he or they or she.
They. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. Just like I don't know.
So I know this is all vegan and stuff like that, but I did have something that I wanted to just share.
Okay.
Talking like soba hair stuff,
This
right?
is not all vegan. This is Taco Tuesday. This is like
I know it's Taco Tuesday. It's just
yeah.
chatting.
We're
Anyways,
just chatting.
have you seen this?
What
Can
is
you
it?
see it?
Oh,
Can you read
violet.
it?
Something violet.
It is by L'Oreal, and
Mhm.
it is all the influencers do this with their nails. It's ridiculous. They don't
I
have nails to do that with. But anyways, it's this. Look at squirt. Deep, deep, deep purple,
wow.
and it's an oil
Hmm.
that you can put on your hair, wet or dry, that helps
Uh-huh.
take care of some of the silver, some of the brassiness.
You know what that
And
reminds me of?
it smells really good.
Alberto VO5 silver.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah, but this is like L'Oreal. I use their shampoo because it is so intensely purple.
yeah. Hmm.
And I'll just leave it on my hair. But anyways, I just kind of stumbled upon this at the store the other day, so I had to try it, and I'm really happy with it. Like it really, you don't need
Your hair
very
looks
much of
bright.
it. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. I didn't use it this time, but
What does it smell
yeah,
like?
it's I don't know, like it smells nice. It's a nice enough
Yeah.
smell, and it feels really nice. It makes your hair feel really soft.
Mhm.
And so it's not sticky, it's not, but anyways, had you ever heard of it?
No.
Because it's
But
called Purple Reviving Oil. It's called, oh, the violet that you were reading
mhm.
is French because, we're in Canada, so you have to have French.
Oh,
So
okay.
violet is French for purple. So it's called Purple Reviving Oil.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I would use sunflower seeds also because they're way cheaper than the cashews. and they're not as sweet as the cashews,
Oh, that's good.
and they blend up amazingly well too.
Ooh.
So I would
Yeah.
often mix the two.
So she's talking about Woody's you can't see what people how people are commenting. So
Oh,
Woody
sorry, you have
says,
to read it.
"It's okay. I've used sunflower kernels for many different sauces. It's another option."
It's a really good option. Yeah. 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 Oh, how was it?
Kinda had that in mind, and I had kinda like Thai food in mind. So I made a
Mm-hmm.
mac and cheese with soaked peanuts instead of cashews. There was a little ginger in there, and then I had, if I recall, um, I did like a kind of a crumble topping with, I actually used a mango. This is, like, very creative. I used this is very I used, like, a little bit of a mango pepper chili mango pepper jelly
Oh, okay.
that I got from New Mexico, and it was really good. It especially with a little bit of sweetness. I know it sounds weird, like the little jelly on it, but it needs it kind of because peanuts are, like,
Well,
richer.
yeah, they
Yeah,
are. And I mean, it does sound more like a satay, like a macaroni satay.
kind of, but it's not super peanutty, but it's
Right.
kinda like if you had a peanut soup, you
Right.
know? And,
Hmm.
peanuts I love peanut
African
soups.
peanut soup. It's
Oh
good.
my god. Yeah, there's the colonial peanut soup, a colonial cream of
Hmm.
peanut soup. It's just like if you're going vegetarian, it's just cream and peanut butter, basically. I think it's so good with lots of pepper. There's a little garlic, and it's very simple. But you could do the African. There's many African peanut soups, but the West
Hmm.
African with all the spices. I think it's West
Hmm.
African, and then you can also do I think it's called a kundra, and it's a pretty simple African peanut soup without all the, like, sweet potato and ginger and stuff
Hmm.
like that,
Hmm.
and oh, man, I can't remember what it's got, but it's another African it's collards with greens
Oh,
with
okay.
greens, and it's just and maybe potatoes, I can't remember, but it's super tasty. But it's
Oh,
just
that's fun.
yeah, but
That's
I'm gonna
fun.
have to
But yeah, no, the
try.
sunflower seeds are fantastic. Would like, I often when I was making my cheese sauces, because I found my vegan cheese sauces were too sweet with the cashews,
Yeah, it's
that I
creamy,
would
yeah,
just,
sweet.
yeah, I would just use the sunflower seeds. And yeah, I mean, like you
Yeah,
got a fraction of the cost and it tasted delicious.
yeah,
Tasted really good.
that's good.
Hmm.
I've made, a really good mac and cheese with pine nuts.
Oh, oh my gosh. Now we're
Yeah,
talking, I mean, up here, that's pricey.
pricey. It is pricey. It's what I had on hand. It's what I had on hand, but they worked really well.
I bet they did. They're very rich.
Yeah, yeah, very rich, yeah.
So this is going to be my last Tuesday in this
Oh,
location.
I was like, "You're quitting already?"
No, yeah, my first and last. No, in this location because we're moving.
Right. I
I'm
can't
so
believe
happy.
you how long have you been there for? Not very long.
No, just 4 months. We just
4 months.
last year was our year of 4 month living. We're
Yeah.
actually moving, and this year too, because we're moving into a place. We're moving into our son and daughter-in-law's place for 4 months while they're away. So we're house sitting their place. So it's only going to be 4 months there. So we started off last year moving back to the island here, back to Vancouver Island. And we did
Mhm.
4 months in our motorhome. And then we moved out of our motorhome and we moved into this little tiny, remember that really cute little tiny rental? It was in the
Yeah.
backyard. It was so
Yeah,
cute.
very cute.
And we were there for 4 months. And then we were a month,
Oh, it's 4 months.
um, I know, 4 months. And then we were a month staying at our son's place. And then we moved into this place and we've been here 4 months. So,
So, do you not do, like, 6-month leases in Canada? Or is it
yeah, they do. And we've been trying to find places that don't do it because
Oh, okay. That
we don't
makes
want to
sense.
sign the
Okay.
1 or 6 month leases. We've been looking for furnished places that we can just move in and out when we want
Yeah,
to, short term.
right.
So it's worked out well.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
So that
after that, I have no idea where we're going or what we're doing, but
maybe Mexico.
oh,
Let's I'm gonna pull a card. Should I pull a card? I'm not gonna should I shuffle it?
yes.
Okay, just for fun. Or should I have you pull a card? How can we do that? I'm not a major tarot expert. My mom was, but okay. I wish she could touch them. She could reach through and touch them. Okay.
Just keep splitting them in half, in half, in half, and then I'll
Uh-huh.
tell you when to stop and take the top card.
Okay. You're smart. And
Okay, one more time.
are we asking the question? What are we gonna ask? You already out here.
I don't know. There, take that top card.
Okay. So Queen of
Oh.
Pentacles. I think this is good. I think this is good because Pentacles is like money. Money,
Hmm.
like that means that financial something's going to come to fruition. Um, that is that 13? That's 13, right? 13, that's 4. Uh-oh, shoot. My battery. I forgot to charge my phone. Ah! Oh no. Oh, well, okay. So, Queen of
We'll have
Pentacles.
to go off as soon as your phone dies.
So, Queen of Pentacles, but that really does mean I don't know tarot very well, but it does mean that it's an even number, 10, 13. That means 4, numerology. It means like things are coming together. I mean, that's what I think
Hmm.
it means.
I
But
love
I think
how you can just kind of pull a card and let you kind of your energy read it and go, what does that mean to me, right? And I love what you're
yeah.
saying because like it's not something by the book or that you have to, memorize or,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
but it's just something that kind of flows. I like that. Well, thank
These
you.
car-
I think we all could use something like that. That sounds good to
these
me.
I love these cards. They're so
They're
beautiful.
beautiful.
Aren't they gorgeous? Look at the back.
Oh, those are beautiful. What are they called? Do you know?
They're called Luna. Oh, I can't even remember. They're off of the Rider Waite deck, but they're called Lunar. I'll have to send you.
Yeah, send me the info. I
Ah,
haven't picked up. Yeah, those are, oh, that's
so
beautiful. All the
I keep
swords.
I keep thinking I have. Oh yeah, I do have to do it on my side, but yeah, they're just so pretty. Um, but yeah, but it was fun to pull a card for you, and I'm so glad that it was a good card, like a very good card. Like for the question I had in my mind. I don't know what your question was, but my question was, is LeAnne going to go to Mexico? And that looks like yes. That looks like
That sounds like it sounds like a yes to me. I'll go with that. I'll take a big huge yes for that. Oh, yeah. Craziness. So,
such is life.
yeah.
Um,
So do you have any other plans this week? I know you're on Friday again.
I'm going live Friday. So on Friday, I like to go live and talk about topical stuff. So, like today is our fun day. I just do it. It's Vegan Taco Tuesdays. I show up with a different vegan taco every time, and then we just chat, just like it were the old days. Taco Tuesdays. We're listening to karaoke, and we're just getting drunk, just drinking
On
water,
your
but
water.
on my water, and um. And on Fridays, I went live last Friday. Nobody really showed up. Hopefully someday people will show up. I talked about um well, the title of the video was cultivating the importance of cultivating a sense of want, something like that, in
Mhm.
terms of longevity and in terms of happiness, like philosophically.
Mhm.
So with
Mhm.
longevity, Um, we talked about the stress adaptive response that like it's good to stress your cells a little bit so that it triggers a repair mechanism and that actually restores your
Mhm.
cells. And then I likened it to like cultivating a sense of what just philosophically or just like it's good to want things. So, okay, let's go back to the uh, stress adapt triggering the stress adaptive response. Ways to do that is like being a little hungry or going out in the cold or doing things that are uncomfortable.
Mhm.
So when you allow yourself to be uncomfortable, you cultivate a sense of want. If you're cold, you want to be warm. If you're hungry, you want to eat. And kind of playing with that, when you do get to eat, you're grateful for it. When you do get your warmth,
Mm.
you're grateful for it. And there's nothing that makes you more happy than being grateful. So you're actually kind of cultivating a sense of gratitude by,
Mm.
yeah. So that's what
By
I talked
denying
about.
yourself things. I like
Right.
that.
And at
That's
the same
cool.
time, you're also triggering an adaptive stress response in your own body that is helping you live longer, well,
Mhm.
increasing your happiness span. So this channel is about veganism, but it's also about healthy aging and happiness. And so on Fridays, I want to talk about anything along those, in that crossroads. I'm not saying intersection anymore because I live in the country and it seems crossroads is more appropriate. So,
Appropriate.
so like there's a lot of topics that exist within that crossroads of
Mhm.
veganism and healthy aging and happiness.
Mhm.
And so yeah, and I actually posted in the community notes what I was going to talk about this Friday, and I totally forgot what it is. So I'm going to have to go to the community notes to see what I'm going to be talking about this Friday. I'm just like so busy that I'm just like, how about that? You know how I am. I'm like, how about this?
Mhm.
And then I'm like, set in stone.
There you go. Now you can just let go of that. I don't have to think about
Just
that
like, yeah,
anymore.
yeah, and then on to the next thing.
Out of sight, out of mind. Now I can just move on to something else.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be talking about, um, getting adequate nutrition in the vegan diet, um, with longevity in mind. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian. I'm just on a journey of discovery, and I I get really into it, and I love to do research, and I'd love to research the science, and read
Mm.
studies and stuff like that. So, um, and then there's a few people that I always watch, like Mike the Vegan. Woody, do you know Mike the Vegan? Because I'm wondering what he thinks of him. And Mish PhD, she's great. She started her YouTube channel as a student, but now she has her PhD in diet. She's like a dietitian, but her PhD um, is based like on it's in nutrition and some aspect to it. but she's
Mhm.
concerned with diet culture. She's also vegan, and so she's concerned about, psychological factors around
Mhm.
diet and stuff like that, like you are.
Mhm.
She but she's got simple videos that are really informative. Like she just did a video. Or maybe I just watched it. Maybe she did it years ago. No, I think she just did it, and it was about water.
Mhm.
Like, and she consulted the study. She was surprised by what she found out about water. Like drinking 500 grams of water before you eat results in, I think it's like 20% less calorie consumption, and in the long run, like people who drink regularly 500 grams of water before, I'm doing this,
Milliliters?
but I think it's 500 grams. It's like,
500 grams? That's milliliters.
is it?
Liquid,
Okay.
yeah, because liquid is liters and milliliters.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. It would be about this much, like the whole
Yeah,
cup.
yeah. 500 milliliters is 2 cups.
Yeah, that's what I
Because I'm
meant. Sorry.
Canadian, I need to know all of it.
Right.
We have to know metric and imperial.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, 500. Yeah, she said, yeah. But yeah, it was just really, really interesting that drinking water, because I heard somewhere else that it doesn't really matter. It matters. It truly matters. And then she also talked about how, like, if you have cold water, your body has to warm it up, and that consumes calories. And, if I don't know, calories might be triggering. I don't know, but I don't mean to be, but I thought it was very interesting. It it does have an effect.
It does. It
Just
definitely
getting
has
enough
effect.
water.
I
Yeah.
think the things that I've learned about water is number one, not to drink it with your meals, because what
Yeah.
happens is it dilutes all of what's going on inside of your digestion. And so you're
Uh-huh.
actually not absorbing all the nutrients. So I'm a big water drinker, and I would
Yeah.
drink like massive amounts of water with all of my meals. So I had to
Yeah.
learn to not drink. So
Right.
having water beforehand is the way to do it, and then maybe a little bit afterwards, but waiting a certain period of time after you eat before you start drinking water,
Well,
because it does affect what
mm,
kind of nutrients you're absorbing.
yeah.
And then the other thing that I learned is in order for water to actually have its full positive effect on hydration is you need to increase your salt intake. And that salt, people are so scared of salt, but salt actually flushes through your system.
Yeah.
So it's been this big, huge hoo-ha about, cutting back on salt and nothing about sugar, where sugar is so much more dangerous for our systems
Yeah.
than salt is. So when I wake up first thing in the morning, I take a pinch of gray Celtic
Yeah.
salt.
That's
And
hard
then
to
I
get
have,
now.
it's expensive. Like this little
Yeah.
tiny bag is $27. I get it on
Mm.
Amazon.
Yeah.
But and then with a nice big glass of lemon water. And so
Yeah.
throughout the day, I will take a pinch of salt and I
Mhm.
have very low blood pressure too, so I definitely need
Yeah.
to make sure I'm keeping my salt intake. But it helps the absorption of the hydration into your system, or else the water will just keep flowing through,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I thought that was really interesting too.
So, Mish, it was actually in one of Mish's videos. She was looking at sugar, and in terms of diabetics, sugar might not be much of a problem. I mean, I think it's a problem for other things, but for diabetes, it might not be the cause of diabetes.
I wouldn't doubt it. I think that there's
Yeah.
so many more other
Yeah.
contributors than
Mhm.
sugar. I think that it's just been this like simplistic, just like high blood
Yeah.
pressure, stay off of salt, or you
Yeah.
have heart disease, don't eat fat. Watch your cholesterol. I mean, it's just like it
Build
was
a
just
wall. Like,
right.
you
It's
know?
like it's limited. It's limited
Yeah.
information that just is
Yeah.
not, you know, really
Yeah.
scientific and interesting. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean,
But
it does
again, we're not
you're
we're not nutritionalists or
right,
anything. We're just
no.
spouting information that we've learned. Like,
It does
don't
spike
take
your
our
insulin. it spikes your insulin, so it makes sense, too, but fat is more of a culprit because the fat gets into the cells and it blocks the insulin receptors, and, um, and that fat, it will screw up your insulin, but you can flush
Mm.
it out, if the less fat you eat, Oh, so Woody said, "I've seen Mike's channel. It's very good. He's very knowledgeable." Yeah, I love his channel. He's great. I listen to him. I love the YouTubers who don't like really do much in front of the camera. Like, you're not going to miss much, because then I can listen to them as a podcast.
Yeah.
And I walk around my yard and I just do it. I try to do an hour around my yard every day, and I listen to like Mike the Vegan and
Oh,
Mishka.
that's cool.
These YouTube names are so funny. I mean, Mike the Vegan, High Carb Hana, Freely Banana Girl. you
What?
know, Freely Banana Girl.
That's funny.
Freely Banana Girl. Oh, wow. Yeah, she was a raw vegan. She did this, like, raw till 4 thing, and then she was just, like, eating a bunch of bananas, and get this, I have a story about this. So, I was living in this little town in Ohio, and down the street from the mayor, and the mayor was also a beekeeper, and I walked by one time, and I just started talking to him, and I was like, "Oh, you got bees?" And then he said, "Well, come back tomorrow, and I'll let you help me take care of my bees." So I was so excited, but I was also following Freely the Banana Girl. This is like 10 years ago. And she was like, "Eat lots." She's from Australia, and she's like, "All I do is eat bananas." So impressionist me ate like 5 bananas for breakfast that morning. And so I helped him, and I just had the top of the bee suit, and the bees attacked me. And they chased me out into the middle of the street, and like some guy was walking by, and they were stinging. And some guys like
Ah!
walking by going, "Oh my god, oh my god." and
No.
and the mayor was like, run away, run away." And I was like already getting pretty far away. "Just run away." I'm like running, running. Well, apparently bees like banana.
Like
No,
bananas.
they hate
They
bananas. They're
hate
threatened by
bananas.
yeah, they hate bananas. And I was just like this
Oh,
big banana.
banana. They were attacking. Oh my gosh, Stevie. That's horrible. How many stings did you get?
Like 22.
Ouch.
And so I didn't even welt up. I go back in, and they give me some Benadryl, and then they're like, "Let me take care of it." But I had a bunch of stings on my bum, and I was like, "No, that's okay. I'll just go home."
Oh my
and, and
gosh.
they didn't welt up until the next day. But yeah, and then the mayor came over to our house the next day I know that night with a bunch of honey. And so the girls want to apologize, and then we got him drunk, and it was a good night. And then I woke up just like puffed up like
I
crazy, like all
bet.
over my body.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but I'm okay.
that's
I
not good.
mean, I haven't been I have been stung since, and I'm okay. So
That would be terrifying to me.
yeah,
Okay. Woody's Vegan Way says Gaz Oakley is a vegan chef. Very good
oh,
channel. There you go.
I do like that channel. Yeah.
Oh, do you know that one too?
Mhm. Yep. Yep. I'm I am
You are definitely in the
I
vegan way.
but I want smaller channels because I want I just I want to support
You want to
smaller
support
channels,
smaller channels.
and I want to. I just kind of want to grow side by side with the smaller channels. You know, that's how it worked on Instagram with us. I
Mm.
so I
Well,
used
with
to be
you, not
part of
me.
the gray hair silver sisterhood, kind of an influencer over on Instagram. But
She rolls her eyes.
well, you know, you get kind of pushed into it. You're just like
Mhm.
doing your thing and you're like, wow, this is I can't believe people would be interested in this. And you kind of get into it and then you get brands and um then it just gets weird. I got sponsored a couple times and I never went through any of my sponsorships because they are all crooked. All crooked. So
Mm.
I was I think they're out of business now. Nutrisource? Nutrisource, I think, is the diet thing. They're like,
Oh.
we negotiated a deal and they sent me the product. They sent me like 3 products, 3 like and that was basically just so that 3 of the same thing. And that was just so I had extras for filming. But they didn't give me anything to try. You know, I thought they were gonna have me go try it for like a month or 2. You know what I mean? That
Mhm.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But no, no. Like I was just supposed to promote
They
it
just want without even trying it and knowing if it
without
works.
even trying it, you know? And I saw someone else, one of our friends do it on Instagram, and I was just, like, disgusted, kind of, you know? I'm not
'Cause
gonna
you
say who it
knew.
was. Yeah, because 'cause I'm like, "You didn't even try it." You know? Just you just wanted the $500.
Is that what they paid you?
That's what they were going to pay me, but I didn't. I didn't do it.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do stuff like
Yeah.
that either.
No way, and it was horrible too. The food was terrible, and it was, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't. I was just like, you know, you get little you're like, "Okay, I'll do it," and yeah. Yeah, I think I actually did one I think I did a sponsored thing with Keratin, but, you
Oh, did
know,
you?
I liked Keratin. I love their company. I loved working with them until
Mhm.
they got too busy, and then you know, the vibes went good vibes went away. Yeah. Well,
We've got an hour in.
we got an hour in.
Mhm. I should get going here.
Me too. I had like a closing. Oh, I was gonna. I like. So I was shooting a video and I was trying to remember. I had a closing, like a way I was gonna end it,
Mhm.
but then I got frazzled because it was time to get dinner on the table, and now I can't remember. I was gonna end it here. I don't know. Go off and have your best happily ever now.
You're happily ever now.
Go have your happily ever now, LeAnne.
Thanks.
And Woody, you go have your happily ever
Thanks
now.
for joining us, Woody. It was
Yeah,
really nice to
thank
have you
you
here
so much. I really enjoyed having you here to, you know,
to chat with. Yeah.
yeah, just kind of, yeah. Yeah, I hope you do a channel. That would be so cool. I think the whole off the grid thing, vegan off the grid, that is
Very cool.
hard to do and challenging, but people need to see that it can be done. Because
Mhm.
there were vegan homesteaders. Did you see that they just became non-vegans? They got pressured by other homesteaders, and next thing you know, they got a cow. Oh, thank you, Woody. I really appreciate that. That you have no idea. It makes me so happy.
Awesome. All right.
All right.
Love you.
Go off. Have your
Have a
happily ever
wonderful happy
now.
ever now. We'll talk to you later, Stevie.
Okay. Bye,
Bye.
Leanne.